Today on the channel from X-Men 97 and Mondo Toys, we've got the exclusive Cyclops.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mondo Toys unboxing and review. And today we got the Mondo exclusive X-Men 97 Cyclops. But for all your X-Men needs, probably Mondo Toys. But for all your other needs, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over 100 does ship free. Got to get a deal. Technically $99, but let's call it 100. How about that? But this was a Mondo exclusive to the Mondo store. Limited edition. Of course, not as famous as the other Cyclops, which we unboxed on the channel. Check that one out. As far as outfits, costumes go, at least to me. I'm sure there's somebody out there that this is their Cyclops. For me, growing up in the 90s, not so much this one. I always think of this one more X-Factor feeling to me. Of course, there's been a few different Cyclops outfits over the years. That white and blue one, very famous as well. But I'm sure there's some fans of this one. I would just say the other one probably going to sell a little bit more than this one here. But he did use this. Was it the last episode of the latest X-Men 97 series that he put this outfit on? If I'm not mistaken, that was the case. It was nice to catch up with our X-Men friends all these years later. So we'll see what happens with the Disney Plus series, but we'll find out today in this video what happens with this Cyclops. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, X-Men 97 Cyclops looking good. You got that Mondo sticker down at the bottom there. Beautiful black and white colored background there with a beautiful X-Men logo and Cyclops running on the front. X-Men 97, Mondo, of course. Same thing over here. Same thing up here. Then on the back, we get the exact same back of the package. You gotta get the most out of your molds. Gotta get the most out of your artwork. We got Corsair back here hanging out with Cyclops. Looking pretty good, all things considered. A little bit lighter feeling on this one because the other one was so heavy with all the extra accessories. Don't have quite all that stuff with this one, but you got Cyclops inside here. Then we got War and Peace once again. War and Peace. We got both of them in here. Cyclops was the first X-Man, but you'll be able to read all this. You have to pause the video to do it, but you can read all this. I'm not going to do story time with Kyle here. But I do see some reuse on this one. So reuse, name of the game, as we do know. But I'm going to take this offline, get him out of the package. We'll be back talking all things Cyclops. All right, we got Cyclops out of the package. Let's dive into the accessories first, work our way into the figure per the norm here on the channel, and a lot of reuse. That was the first thing I noticed out of the package. A ton of reuse from that last Cyclops, which we unboxed on the channel. Once again, check out that video. But let's dive into it. We do get the X-Men stand. We always get the Mondo stand. X-Men variety right here. Looking pretty good. Now, we do get the effect pieces once again. Pretty much the exact same effect pieces we got with the other Cyclops, except a little different in the color. So more of a darker red, where this is more of a translucent red. Not terribly different, but it is reused from that. So we do get the huge effect piece, you do get the littler effect piece, and then you get the multiple blast effect piece. Choose your own adventure as far as Cyclops and his blast effects go. I do have the other ones right here, I guess, handy, so you can see that different color there between translucent and the regular. So definitely a difference. I'm glad they at least made them a little bit different instead of reusing the exact same ones. In all honesty, I think I prefer this one just between the two, but personal opinion, personal choice, we know how that goes there. But we do get the blast effects. Diving into hands here, once again, you get that leader hand. He's going to tell you what you're going to do, brother. And he might even give you one of those as well. But we do got that hand, of course, yellow gloved hands there. You do get the blast effect hands. Got those two fingers, not just for Jean Grey anymore. He's going to hit that and he's going to blast them. Just blast them left and right. Going to do a little of that. And then we got the deep, open, gripping hands. Maybe the hand-shaking hands. Maybe him and Wolverine are going to put their differences aside. You never know. You never know. You might even do the old Arnold handshake as well with that one. We'll see what happens. But do have that going on. Now we get into these extra visors here. We saw that before. So these visors, you can clip them on, clip them off. I like that idea instead of a full-on extra head. Honestly, I'd rather have multiple heads with different visors, but I guess this gives you the same kind of effect for the most part. You get the visor out of the package, then you get another one right here. Now you get this one here that uses the blast effect, so you got that option as well. And then we do got this one, which we saw with the last Cyclops once again, where he's just kind of warming up the one eye over there. I guess he's, you know what I mean, the one eye. He's warming it up. That's what he's doing. Now we're going to dive into Cyclops himself, and we'll start with the actual head sculpts here. Only 2 heads with this one. And as they say, Todd McFarlane, you tell me all the time, 2 heads are better than 1. That's why we work so well together. But we do got old Scott Summers here. Very stoic face. Not a big fan of the shading into the face there. I know they're trying to go for that animated series look. I get that, but I don't like how it kind of comes up on the mouth a little bit. But definitely an interesting looking Cyclops. Not my Cyclops, as I said earlier. A cool rendition, just not the iconic Cyclops to me. Maybe it is to you. Chime in the comments below. But you got the visor going on. You got the blue mask over the top. You got a little bit of the black, once again, with the shading going there. Very stoic. Not a lot of personality in this one. Same thing with the second head. Now you get the more standard head. Him outside of the our uniform, I guess what we'll call this. Almost like a young Peter Parker is what this one's like. But it is Scott Summers' regular head. He's got those red eyes going there. Stoic face. Decent on the hairdo. We do once again get these glasses. We saw these glasses with the last one. Honestly, we saw this exact same head sculpt last time as well. Probably identical. Yes, it is. Identical head sculpt. So, gotta get the most out of your molds. We know how they do it. Now, all these companies do the same thing, but we do get this head. I may use this head for this one, make it feel even more different than the last one, or maybe I won't. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to play around with it, but one thing is for certain, the first version of Cyclops, for me, a lot more iconic and a heck of a lot more accessories and options with that one compared to this one. So, choose your own adventure, as we do say. But diving into Cyclops here, you do get that bodysuit in blue with the black coloring around it as well. Got the yellow trunks on, the yellow forearms, the yellow gloves, the yellow boots, ready to go, ready to party. Don't got any of those pesky stirrups that were the bane of my existence in the last one, that's for sure. Does got his classic Xavier-issued belt right here. Charles Xavier, when he first joined the X-Men, he walks in, he hands everybody that belt, and if you're not careful, he hits you with it if you get out of line. That's what I've heard. Somebody fact check it. Well, McFarlane, he fact-checked it. It is true. So there you go. Articulation, arms go all the way around for us. Very loose on the arms once again. Wouldn't be shocked. I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to tempt fate, but I feel like they could pull out like the last one. The pull-out game, very strong with this Cyclops, if I'm not mistaken. But you do got a little looseness in that arm, and obviously this should pull out. Like I said, I don't want to risk it, but a little bit loose right there, I will say. You do get a bicep cut. Double jointed, pinless elbows, the hits being played. Hands back and forth, side to side, up and down. Head back and forth, side to side, up and down. Head removal, very easy to remove the head on this one. You do get the hula hoop up top, plus traditional waist. A little bit of splits, a little bit of movement. Not a ton of movement there, though. Always kind of weak in the articulation around the hips and the legs. Double jointed, pinless knees. No boot cut, no toe cut, but you do get the ankles up and down, back and forth. So pretty much our usual Mondo articulation. Always want to put these guys into dynamic poses, but it is very, very hard to do that on your shelf. It almost ends up just them kind of standing there, at least for me, because I have noticed that if you do have this like leg bent like this for a long time, it will stretch out and bend that, and sometimes you'll get some paint rub. So, of course, a very expensive figure. We should have a little bit more movement on this. I will say the Mondo figures have got a lot better on their joints than just a couple of years ago. There's no doubt about that. There was more prone to breakage, it felt like, as well. These are a lot better out of the package. There's no doubt about it. Still could use some tweaks. Not quite to the Hot Toys variety. However, still very nice, all things considered, are these Mondo ones. But this Cyclops, not going to be for everybody, and I think that's why it was a good Mondo-only exclusive. It doesn't hold a candle to that last Cyclops, if you ask me, which, conveniently enough, have sitting right here by me. I think most people watching this, correct me if I'm wrong, once again, I want to hear from somebody out there. Maybe they're older than me, maybe. Is this your Cyclops, or is this your Cyclops? This will forever be what I think of as Cyclops when I close my eyes late at night, of course. And then I do have Wolverine just hanging out. Just hanging out is old Logan Wolverine, just chilling, seeing what's going on with everybody else here. So the X-Men shelf really getting built out. I still got to unbox, looking over there. I still got that Omega Red I need to unbox. Got to get to that on the channel, so stay tuned for that unboxing in the future. And the best way to find out when I do that is to subscribe to this very YouTube channel and turn that old notification bell on so you know when I do post a new video. And of course, 4 videos every single day between both of my YouTube channels. Make sure you subscribe to both of those. Check out the Patreon for early access to all the videos here on the channel. Appreciate all the support over there. ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. It's a mouthful every single time. But for Cyclops, old Scott Summers, Mondo exclusive, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.